Hi. Well, today was an interesting day because I did pretty good. I had my apple for breakfast, as I usually have. And then for lunch, I was going to make pancakes again. But then I realized that it's I'm getting triggered by too many carbs. So I decided against the pancake lunch. So instead, I had some potato soup. I don't really know what was in it because my neighbor was kind enough to bring it over because of my shoulder surgery. Can't really cook. Um, and it was very good. And after that, I thought I'd have something with a little more fiber in it. So I had some celery and peanut butter and raisins. And that might be a little carby, but I didn't have that many raisins. It's very good. It's like a treat. It's like eating dessert. I had my physical therapy appointment today, so I tried to look a little better than I usually have been looking, put on a little lipstick. That's about all I can do right now. I know my hair is still a hot mess, but I did my best. I got some good news from the physical therapist. My shoulder is healing nicely. He moved it around. I can't really move it at this point. But he said it's not too stiff, so I'm happy about that. He said he feels that I will recover all range of motion and strength eventually. But we talked a little bit about my weight because he mentioned my rather flabby arms, which hurt a little, but it's the truth. You got to face the truth. You got to face where you're at in order to be able to change it. So even though I was a little upset, I took it well and agreed with him that I've got to work a lot harder than I have been. So I felt positive about that because I really do want to have full range of motion. So today was overall a good day, and I was able. This is my shirt. I've been wearing my daughter's shirts. She's a little bigger than I am because they're loose enough that I can step into them and put them on from the bottom up. And I finally figured out how to wear my own clothes. I have to stand still with my arms at my side, and my daughter puts it over my head like a sausage casing, and then puts it down to my thighs, and then slowly lifts this strap up over my arm, and then I kind of reach in and put my other arm into the armhole. But hey, that's a step in the right direction. I'm wearing my own clothes. Still have on pajama pants, but at least they match. I'm not sure that anyone needs to see that. But they're red plaid and they're kind of cute. At least I'm coordinating today, so it doesn't look too bad. That always lifts my spirits. As I've said often, and I'll say again, when you're overweight, you have to be more careful with your appearance because it's so easy to look sloppy. And then you know you look sloppy, and then you don't feel good about yourself. And I know for me, I don't feel good about myself being overweight. So I just feel pretty bad about how I look, and that doesn't help my morale any. So I try to at least lift my spirits up with looking pretty decent, making a little effort. As when I see myself in the mirror, I want to smile a little and not feel really sad, like I want to go home and hide. So, okay, so for lunch, I had the potato soup. I had about 5 celery sticks with peanut butter, probably overate that a little bit, and raisins, and then I had a little cup of the sugar-free pudding. So I've still stuck to the no sugar and no gluten. And I decided to eat dinner after my physical therapy appointment because It's painful and I don't want to throw up. Sorry, that might be a little too blunt, but it's the truth. If you're undergoing pain, people have different reactions. I can throw up if the pain is too much. So, but then it's not good to get too hungry because then you tend to overeat. So, I was really hungry when I was done. And I was determined to stick to my healthy eating plan. So I came home and right away, before I even thought about anything else I was going to eat, I had a little cup of the pre-measured cottage cheese. The breakstone comes like that. It's pretty good. And I just had it plain with nothing added to it. That was a little bit of protein. It was a little bit of something to put in my stomach that was high protein, low fat, no gluten, no sugar, and low carb. So then when I got done eating that, I decided to try to make myself, because again, I'm still kind of getting out of the habit of eating sweets because that's my big downfall. That's how I ended up with high blood sugar, probably. So I decided to try making a dessert out of cream of rice and some cocoa and some stevia, and it's pretty good. It's very good, actually. I put quite a lot of cocoa, though. So I had some of that, and then I had some more celery, peanut butter and raisins. It's really good. You just smear the celery stick with peanut butter, and then you stick raisins, and it sticks to the peanut butter. It's very good. I had more of that, and I drank my lavender water all day long, which is a pitcher of filtered water, which is 3 drops of doTERRA lavender oil, which is food grade, which is made to be eaten, among other things. I just don't want anyone that watches this to go to your grocery store and get some lavender oil and eat it. It has to be food grade. I only know the doTERRA brand that I've seen that's food grade. I'm sure there's others out there, but that's what I like and that's what I use. My sweet, wonderful sister gave it to me. So that's been great. So I've been drinking that, and I drank that with dinner. And that's all I ate. Well, I had another thing of pudding, so that is a little dessert heavy dinner. Not the best choices, but I was really hungry. And that's kind of when I hit a snag of some of my old habits. And I have to really work on curtailing those bad habits because it has always gotten me off track. I made a double portion of the cream of rice because things are difficult for me with only being able to move one arm. So I made a double portion thinking that I would eat the one portion today, which is one serving, and the next serving tomorrow. But I didn't put it away right away. So when I went in the kitchen to put stuff away and put some dishes to soak, because unfortunately I can't do dishes right now, so I put them to soak for my daughter to do in the morning. I had a little more when I was putting it away. I had about 3 good tablespoons. And that has really been what's got me off track in the past. I'd make a big pot of something and it's warm and like perfect eating temperature, and you're putting it away and you can't resist having one more bowl. So I have found that I have the best success when I cook and serve and then put everything away. So I'm not looking at it. It seems too much trouble to take it out and serve another portion and heat it up and eat it. So I had a minor downfall today, but I still didn't eat gluten or sugar, so I didn't fail at my weekly goal. I'm almost at the end. My weigh-in is Friday. Started at 250, so we'll see what I weigh on Friday. I think I'm going to take a picture of the scale and on my phone and then show it So it's verification of how I did. And my goal is to lose 1 to 2 pounds a week. So if I didn't lose anything, which I doubt would happen, because I'm no longer eating ice cream, I'm no longer eating a lot of junk that I used to eat. Ice cream was my biggest downfall. And I try not to mention specific junk food because I don't want to trigger anyone. But I think in terms of talking about specific topics, I'm going to need to, because I chose ice cream as my treat of choice when I was still eating sugar, because I have high blood sugar and not everybody has symptoms, but I do. I don't even have full-blown diabetes, but I have symptoms. And the ice cream gives me less symptoms than any other form of junk food. And I asked my doctor about it, and he said it's because the fat content. The fat content kind of slows the entry of sugar into my system. So it affects me less. So that's my junk food of choice. So I haven't had any ice cream or cookies or cupcakes or anything. Every time I went to the store, I used to buy myself one cupcake because I'm rationalizing. It's just one. It's one measured little cupcake. That's a reasonable serving. But I had just had to come to the realization that when I'm 100 pounds overweight, I have to have a pretty strict program. I got to be 100 pounds overweight, overeating cupcakes and ice cream. I've eaten enough to last a lifetime. So I really shouldn't even have just a little on a regular basis. Now, once again, I do not approve of eating plans where you say I'm never going to eat something again, because it's going to extremes. I'm a big believer in moderation. But I think in my case, again, since I'm allergic to gluten, I keep trying to eat it and it keeps giving me symptoms. I finally had to face it. And because I have high blood sugar, I really need to not eat those foods for a while until I get some health issues resolved. If I get my blood sugar to come down with the weight loss, I might have some ice cream. But I think the flour cupcakes and cakes are going to have to be out because I don't like extra joint pain. And that's what the gluten does to me. Everybody's reaction is different when you have a sensitivity or allergy. Some people get digestive issues. I get joint pain, and it's immediate. My doctor said it's a form of an allergy, and it hurts. And as those of you know, if anyone's overweight, your joints already hurt, especially when you're 52 and you've been carrying around 100 extra pounds for a good 20 years. And yeah, it hurts for me to admit that, but again, I trying to be discreet and hide it hasn't gotten me anywhere. So I'm gonna face my problem, face it head on, and do something about it. I am 100 pounds overweight, and it's painful, but it's less painful to face it and do something about it than keep trying to hide that fact from myself and from others. So that's one tip I have for you. After you cook or prepare any type of food, dole out the serving that you intend to eat and put it away. Put it all away. Because when you leave food laying around at the perfect eating temperature and it's so convenient, it doesn't help to stick to your goal to eat in moderation. So that's all I have for today. Oh, today was Wednesday, January 6th. Pretty good today, being my first week. It's still a struggle. I think I'm still overeating a bit. I think I'm still overdoing the carbs. I'm still overdoing other things, but it's a learning curve, and I am sticking to my resolve of no gluten and no sugar. So I will be happy with that. Progress, not perfection, and I've definitely made progress. So I'm going to be happy with that. So I wish all of you success, and I'll leave another video tomorrow. Bye.